Hi, this is Matt Kendall from IEMT Practitioner Training. I'm here today with Caerey, who did the training, was it, I think, October, November kind of time? It was a few months ago.
Last year.
Because it's November, it's not November, I'm lying. It's February the 18th. We've got Storm Eunice blowing a gale today. We've just been through Caerey's case studies, and so today he's going to be certified as an IEMT practitioner. Now, the whole thing about doing these interviews is just to give people who are interested in learning either IEMT or learning more about IEMT in general, a real sort of good understanding of what it's like for people to go through the training and apply it and how they're going to use it in their business. So, Caerey, before you did IEMT, what is your work? What do you actually do? What's your business?
So I'm a wellness coach. I've been in the health industry for about 10 years. I was a weight loss specialist for 4 of them. And I started my own business as the wellness coach about 5 years ago. And so I work with people to help them achieve their health and fitness goals, focusing on mindset, nutrition, and exercise.
Brilliant. So you can hear the scale go. No, because I've seen your, I think it's your Instagram or something, because there's always food. It's a very glamorous lifestyle, but there's always, you do a lot of cooking and incorporate a lot of, obviously nutrition, everything in what it is that you do. Yeah. So working with as a wellness coach, weight loss specialist. And so how did you hear about IEMT? And what decided, or why did you decide to come and learn how to become a practitioner?
Well, it was a bit of a double whammy, really, because I was obviously working with people with their health goals. 90% of the time, I could achieve their goals using what I said: mindset, nutrition, exercise. But every now and then I'd come across elements that I thought, I can get down to the reason, but I don't have the therapy skills to be able to actually remove the emotion from it or help them take that resistance away. So I was in my mind thinking there must be another step here. I've got them here, I'm helping in all accounts, but this next step, it must be there. And it just so happened, my father is a business coach and a life coach. And he told me all about you, and suddenly I was like, that's crazy, because that sounds exactly like what I need to be able to give the better service I wanted to give. So it just absolutely married together at the right time.
Brilliant, because he told you about me because he did the course himself. Yeah. And using it in his work and his business that he's obviously doing. So you came to do the course. It was all online. And have you haven't done any sort of therapy kind of coaching training, anything like that?
I've done CBT for anxiety and depression.
Oh, okay.
And a few little elements like that, but nothing quite like what we did.
Okay, so it's a 2-day course. Before the course, I send you out an information pack, videos, the manual and everything, so you can familiarize yourself with the material. So somebody who hasn't been through a therapy training, what was it like? So let's sort of go through. So day 1 was all about the emotions and memories and stuff. So from somebody who hasn't been through a training sort of like this, especially online, I should imagine, how was it?
It was fascinating. I guess it's been such a long time since I'd been back in a learning capacity. Just like I said, 10 years of giving advice to suddenly be on the other side. I found it great fun and quite, quite relieving. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, this side of the table, this is nice. But yeah, being at home, doing it from Zoom, having the documents here, being around other like-minded people on the thing, it was really refreshing, actually. It was nice to kind of have that pressure off your shoulders from being the coach for 5 minutes. And although it was quite clearly very serious stuff, it felt great. It felt very refreshing.
It is the way that I try to train and teach is because I understand it's a weekend. People are there through their own choice and they're paying to be there. The amount of trainings I've been to, they're just so dry and often about the trainer themselves and not much focus on the content and the attendees. But I've tried to really make it so it's all about the content, and I keep things moving sort of quite swiftly, and obviously we use the breakout rooms and everything sort of like that, but I want to make it a fun experience because we are talking about some pretty dark stuff. on there, and especially in the breakout room. So you obviously get quite a lot of experiences yourself, you know, as you sort of go through. So I try to keep quite a light frame, like quite a fun frame, like I do in my sessions. I'm not like, so what's wrong? You know, not like a funeral director kind of tone. It's very much like, come on, what's wrong? You know. So you'd never experienced eye movement work or used it. So what was it like actually sort of, because I do demonstrations, obviously, and then you go into these practice rooms. What was it actually like using and experiencing the eye movement techniques?
Yeah, I think I was open-minded to it, but I did, as you said, never experienced anything like it before. And I'm a very sort of tangible, step-by-step kind of person, you know, with everything that I do, everything is step by step. It's either, you know, it's biological, it's tangible, it's nothing too out there, I suppose. You know, it's something you can get to grips with. So I was a bit like, this is a very different direction to what I'm used to. How is this going to feel? But the way that you deliver your the program is actually very similar to myself, you know, again, very step by step, very clearly laid out. And so it kind of took that slight fear of what is this going to be like being so out of my comfort zone away. Because as you say, no nonsense. It was step by step, very clear. Everything was laid out as, you know, in with how you just displayed it and in the manuals. It was absolutely great. It was fine.
And then the second day, we do more of the identity-based work, which I should imagine is sort of quite new to you. So a lot of the identity stuff we don't even really sort of talk about before the training, because it's more, it's harder to explain and sort of show, rather than, you know, I need the day to actually sort of take everyone through that. So how did you find the identity work, understanding it and applying it? Because I always say to people, just do it. Follow the structure, follow the script, follow the step-by-step process. Because lots of people think, people won't know what I mean when I say, where is I? How old? I was like, follow it word for word and it'll be fine. So how did you find doing the identity work?
For me, the identity work was like the hidden star of the whole show, really. You think it, obviously the eye movement techniques seems to be the main, but that whole identity part just seemed to be what resonated the most and stuck with me the most straight away. But no, it was good. It was something that, as we said before, you know, the conscious mind thinks, how logical is this? How does it work? But going through it in practice with people and seeing their response to it, yeah, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, really surprising, and a bit of the star of the show, surprisingly.
It is sort of quite a strange thing, but then once you understand it, it does kind of make sense. And yeah, and what I found, especially when I first learned IEMT and listening to all these references of I, me, self, you, and different pronouns, when somebody's explaining a problem, or even if on TV explaining something, you start to hear things in a different way.
Yeah,
you know, you really start to sort of hear things in it's a really interesting way. How you sort of, one really interesting thing is with sort of like sports results. If you get fans, and if their team has played well, we did really well today, and if they didn't, they were rubbish. You know, it's just these little things about, you know, sort of how people explain situations throughout the course as well. So we do the eye movement. So Monday, the first day, is generally the memories and emotion work that we do. Then the second day is the identity work. We also do a protocol around PTSD. We also do the physiological state access and cues, the episodic time, and like the 3 pillars as well. And they're obviously not really sort of advertised, because they're just like, so they don't use eye movements, they're using sort of different things, but they work really well. So what was it like learning the other techniques that go around IEMT as well?
I think there was like an era of like, when we were talking about things like PTSD, because that's linked to such serious in the outside world. So it was almost like the tension built a little bit when these came up. But again, just like everything else on the days, it was so laid out and explained and clear. It wasn't this big scary thing that it seemed. You know, work with somebody with a certain feeling, and then suddenly a PTSD was like, this is now it's serious stuff. but the process was similar, although different technique and everything. As a practitioner learning it, it was just as clear as the rest of it. So it took the sort of factor out and get on with it. It was great.
And this is what I like about IEMT, is that it is a suite of tools and techniques. Yeah. And people say, as a practitioner of anything, they feel more confident knowing if a certain thing arises, they can use an IEMT technique so that they can then continue what they were doing. And so a lot of people use IEMT for essentially the heavy lifting. So IEMT works brilliant on its own, but when you combine it with something else, your results just go amazing. So let's get on to that. So basically, you did the training 2 days, and then part of the certification process, you go and work with 2 people to do the whole structure. I send you an application. I send you like an information pack afterwards with all the structures, case studies, everything like that. You then go and work with people. And then today, obviously, we've done the consultation around it. So going from classroom to therapy room, as it were, what was it like taking these tools from theoretical to actually put them into practice with your own people?
There was a real obvious switch. The hour leading up to the session, I was very selfish. I was thinking about myself the whole time. How am I going to do it? Am I going to deliver it? Am I, how are they going to, what are they going to think about me? It was all about me. But then as soon as it starts and you ask the first question or two, or you explain how this is going to work, very quickly it switches back to them, and rightly so. And you're then you can look at them in the eyes, you're feeling their emotion, and you're doing your job. And so it very quickly you rely on the structure you've got in front of you, your personality, and you're going off of them. And it's a much more healthy and natural way, rather than a slightly selfish hour beforehand. So
and when you were applying the techniques, were your clients kind of surprised on how it worked?
They were surprised with their results. That look of that feeling of, oh my goodness, it's like almost like confusion.
Yes.
Both of them gave me feedback afterwards that they felt almost a bit sleepy. They felt a bit like, I feel like I just need to go and just close my eyes for 5 minutes. In which I said, go and do that. Let your mind relax. You've just done like a mental workout.
Yes.
Go and relax for 5 minutes. Curl up with a book. Do what you need to do. It was very, very positive.
Cool. So now, sort of going forward, how do you see you using and incorporating IEMT into your client work?
Well, I feel like now I can take that final step. If a client is trying to achieve a goal, and I'm helping them with nutritional, I'm helping them with a physical stance. Now, if they've got a more psychological resistance, I feel like I can finally help with that as well. So I'm able to offer that more holistic and complete service, and that feels really good. This is what this is me. I want to do this the rest of my life.
Yeah,
to feel like I can do that. It's a really good feeling.
Brilliant. So, well worth coming on the course for yourself and for your business.
Absolutely, 100%.
Now, there's some people who are on the fence, thinking, I don't know if I want to do this as a weekend course. It costs, well, I think it's very good value, really. So what's your overall experience of the course, the support given, just the overall experience, and what do you have to say to these people who are thinking, oh, I'm not sure, I'm still on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, that sort of giving up your weekend stuff, that's a 5-second thought that goes, and suddenly you're spending the weekend with nice, like-minded people. I've watched the entire thing back.
All right.
Once, and I've also gone back and picked bits from it.
Yeah.
But not only was it great, I've relived it a couple of times. And I've got my manual right here on my full working desk. It's not. Yeah, it's a great thing to do, and the support from you afterwards has been great, and also keeping in touch with some of the other people on the course, sharing some experiences and a little bit of support. These are all things you don't really take into account when you're first thinking, oh, have I got time for a few days course?
Mm.
The benefits of it have been a lot more than I expected.
Brilliant. If people want to speak with you about some wellness coaching, where is the best place to find you?
So my website is thewellnesscoach.uk, and I'm on Instagram as, I think it's _ the wellness coach. I'm based in Salisbury, but I am completely online now. So yeah, very gettable.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed going through the course, and I know you're going to go on and help a lot of people incorporating these techniques as well. So I wish you the best of luck, and thank you very much for your time today.
No, thank you very much.